Okay, so I know it's been a really long time, but I'm back. Um, I've had a lot of new stuff going on, so that's why I haven't made new videos. Plus, I've like haven't been able to think of stuff to even, make videos about. So it's like, but I started a second job. I work at a supermarket, so it's not that, you know, glamorous or anything like that. I put vegetables and fruits and shit on the shelves, and people buy them, and that's about it. But yeah, I haven't made any videos because I sleep a lot now. Like this second job, even though I don't really do much at it. It takes a lot out of you, going from one job and then coming home having like an hour and a half to yourself, and then going to the second job, and then the hour and a half you either spend sleeping or like making yourself, food or getting in the shower and freshening up from the first job just to go to the second one. Because I like to look good, I like to smell good. Now, a lot of people should. It's warm outside. Michigan just got out of a drought like today, and it's fucking ridiculous that Michigan was even in a drought. Like, really? Michigan in a drought? What? That makes no sense. Um, but yeah, that's all I do is work, and I do go to the gym. I'm not that muscular yet. I mean, it's coming in a little bit, but not very much. And I just decided to make a video because, like I said, I haven't been on YouTube in a while, and I just wanted to bring an update for the few people that do, subscribe to me, and hopefully I didn't lose any subscribers. I hope not. I have to check. But yeah, this past month was just Pride Month. I didn't really go out to much prides or any events, because working. But had I been able to, I probably would have, loved to enjoy it. I've been to Detroit Pride a lot, but I haven't been to Ferndale's Pride or anything like that. I've always wanted to go to that one. Maybe, later this year, because I know other cities have Pride events, throughout the year, and I would like to go to a different city and, experience how they celebrate that and everything like that. I like traveling. Ever since, I was in the Army and I went to Texas, I've always been I've been interested in, going to different places. 'Cause I used to be terrified, I still am, terrified of getting on an airplane and going anywhere because, the whole falling out of the sky thing, that really affects one's decision to get into a metal dick-shaped box with wings to, fly across the country. But I've done it about 5-6 times now, and I think I'm okay. I still want to cry a little bit when, they land and they decide to like tip the plane like this to land, that still shakes my life to fuck up. But, I'm strong and I get through it. I almost passed out a couple times because my blood pressure dropped, in that steep ass turn. Because, I thought we were crashing, but just landing. So it's a tip for pilots. Stop scaring the shit out of people with them sharp ass turns. You're in the sky. People should not turn that hard in the sky, especially not in a fucking 747. It's not cool. But yeah, I would like to travel. I do have plans to move to California. Not many people know that. I only really talk to the people that I have around me. I'm not really a huge social butterfly like that. I don't really, have a huge circle of friends. I have, the people that I know who are scattered here and there that I met in the Army, but here in Michigan where I stay, I don't really, communicate with that many people like that, and that's fine, I don't plan on being here that long, so I wouldn't want to, you know, create any like really deep connections with people for me to just, you know, leave or whatever. Because I don't plan on coming back. You know, I really hate Michigan so much, but you know. But like, I'm really conflicted. Like, I really want to move to California. You know, the LA Long Beach, you know, that area. But I also want to stay in New York City. And when I was looking, I use Zillow app and Craigslist and things like that to look for, you know, places to stay and apartments and things like that. In both places, it's so hard to find a place in New York. Like, you would think with all of the apartments and things that they have there, it would be easy to find, you know, a cool place to stay. It's really difficult, like hard as shit. And then they have all these extra terms that I don't know what the fuck is about, like broker's fee. What is that? Apparently, person who sells it to you is supposed to be a broker or something, I don't know. And you have to pay them for something, I don't know. I don't know what broker's fee is, and that's weird. Never heard of it because we don't have it here. And when I looked for places in California, they didn't have it there, so whatever. And I also want to get into a lot of different, you know, activities. I just watched a video today about one of my favorite YouTubers, Malibu Dollface, about making wigs. Now, I've been thinking about making wigs for a very long time, since like 2014, and I just never really had the time to do it, even though I could very well do it. I've always had so much going on, and I never have time to, you know, just sit down and actually be sewing hair into a wig. And at first I have to get, you know, all the supplies. You know, I'm perfectly capable of doing it. It's just, you know, it's things have come up a lot. And yeah, today I was watching it. I was at work watching it, but Malibu Dollface's video about making a wig, and he was making a wig, you know, with one of the elastic caps he likes to use. And he's like one of my biggest, you know, YouTube inspirations. You know, like if I had like, how would you put it? A goal as to how I would want to become, you know, on YouTube, or how I would want to have a following on YouTube, it would be in comparison to Malibu Dollface's, because I love him, I love all his videos, and I just think he's amazing. He's funny, he's his own person, and you know, I always admire that in somebody. People who, you know, don't really care about what others think about them, and don't let, you know, it affect them. I mean, you know, it affects people to a certain extent. It might make you a little angry or something, but you know, as far as, you know, letting it, you know, run your life and, you know, decide how you're gonna act, it doesn't bother him, and I really like that. I really admire that about him, and I admire his hustle too. But yeah, I want to get into making wigs and stuff like that, because my mom, she has MS, and her medication, all the medication that she takes, it makes it hard for her hair to grow. And I hate the wigs that she decides to wear. I hate synthetic hair, and you know, it just annoys me. So I just want to, first and foremost, I want to make wigs for her, so that, you know, she can be slaying, you know. And then, you know, eventually I want to start making wigs for friends and people who are going to prom, and people who have cancer, you know, because cancer has affected the women in my family. So, you know, things like that. Like, I would love to do that. Even if I don't really get paid for it, even if it's just something that I'm, you know, doing out of the kindness of my heart for someone who isn't fortunate enough to, you know, be able to grow their own hair, or has medical condition, who can't really, you know, produce their own hair. I would love to do that. You know, anything I can do to actually help somebody's life be better, that's something that I always wanted to do, because, you know, throughout my life, I've had strangers who would help me, you know, me and my mother make our life better more than family would. So, if I could be one of those people to create, a better life for somebody, or, brighten somebody's day, or, just help them in any kind of way, I want to do that. So that's part of the reason why I want to be really successful, so that I can use my success to help those in need, because I was once in need, and people who were in positions to help me and my mother helped us. Most of it was not family, but whatever. Yeah. So, like I said, this video isn't really about anything. It's just, a bunch of jumbled up thoughts, smashed into one video, like word vomit just out there into this video. But yeah, I plan on moving to California sometime the end of this year. My best friend, Martinez, I met him down in Texas when I was in AIT for combat medic, and he's just amazing. Okay, let me tell you about how I first met him. I was getting recycled from Foxtrot Company, the Alpha Company, me and some of my other people that I went to basic training with. And we get over there the first day, and we're in the little hallway with all the sergeants or whatever, and all of a sudden I hear this voice, and it's just like the gayest voice I've ever heard in my life. And I could tell it wasn't a female, even though it sounded like a female, but I knew it wasn't a female. I'm just looking around like, who the fuck? Who is that talking? And I just see him, he's like, yeah, because he always puts his hand on his head. He's like, yeah, ha ha ha. He always has this huge, really bright smile, which is really nice. He smiles a lot, even though he may not be happy all the time. He really smiles a lot. And at first, I don't know why it is, but when you meet other gay people, you're just like, because, like, when I was down there, I was used to being the only gay person that really mattered. But I was used to being basically the only gay person, and like I was used to being, basically the Regina George of everywhere I went down there. So that's what it was. And when I met him, I'm like, oh no, this bitch thinks he's gonna be Regina George, and that's not gonna happen. So then we were all out on it's like a little, I don't want to compare it to a prison yard, but that's really what it looks like. It's called a CTA, a covered training area. It's like a big concrete slab, and then there's a covered part, and then there's the other half with 2 basketball rims and like picnic tables in a little grass area, but it's all enclosed, by the barracks, and there's a little opening for you to, we march out to go wherever we're going, maybe, whether it be, to the shower to go eat, or to an event, or just to work out or whatever. And I don't know where I was walking to, but I was walking somewhere by myself, and I saw him with my friends that I had came over there with, and he was conversating with them. And then I'm like, I'm really protective over my friends, so I'm like, okay, who is this bitch, and why is he talking to my friends? So I go insert myself in the conversation. I'm just trying to feel him out, see what type of person he is. And then one day, I was sitting out on one of the picnic tables just listening to music. I was by myself. And I saw him come out of the building. And so I'm like, hey, come here, And I'm like, hey, and he looked like he was like, oh God, what does this bitch want? Like, and I was like, why? I'm like, basically, keep your friends closer and keep the people that you might think would be an enemy closer. So I said, come here so we can talk. And he sat down, and I'm like, hi, how are you? What's your name? He was like, I'm Martinez. I'm like, I'm Charles. Nice to meet you. I just got here from Foxtrot. He was like, yeah, I know. And we just were sitting there talking for like hours. And I'm like, so where are you from? What do you do? And he's like, I'm from LA, I was intern at Mac, so I did people's faces. I've done a lot of things. I dance, I do this, I do that. And come to find out, he was like really interesting, and usually I don't really gravitate towards the people who are like really flamboyant or anything. I don't know why. It's just not something that I don't really hang out with gay people period. So I mean, that's stupid to say anyway. But yeah. And I was like, oh my God, he's really interesting. He's so nice, and you know, I'd love to hear about California and LA and all of that. So yeah, he was telling me all about that, and that was the very first day we were best friends. Like from that day on, like when I tell you we were like this all the time, like we stuck together like fucking glue. Like they eventually started calling us Chartines, Charles and Martinez, Chartines, because we were that fucking close. Like he was Gretchen, I was Regina, because he knew everything about everyone. Like when I tell you he knew everybody's business, he knew everything. And I was just basically, everyone knew me. Even people that I didn't know knew me. Still people I don't know me on military bases, which is weird, but any publicity is good publicity, I guess. But yeah. So we became best friends from that day forward. When I tell you every single day we were together, so many times we did things we weren't supposed to do. Like the day I went and got my iPhone 6S. Let me tell you about that. So we were being watched by a different company because our company had graduated. We were still holdovers. And Charlie Company, we were Alpha. Charlie Company was watching us. And I wanted to go get the iPhone 6S because I was afraid to order it because I was supposed to be getting sent to Foxtrot, back to Foxtrot. So I was like, I don't want to get it ordered here and then they fuck up my mail and I'm sent to Foxtrot and I don't get my phone. So, but you know, I ended up being there September 25th. So I was pissed off that everybody else was getting theirs in the mail and I didn't get mine. So it was around October 1st or 2nd and I'm like, you know, I'm going to go get this phone. And so we got released, but final formation was at 8:30, which is 20:30 in military time. And we went off post to the mall to go get my phone. Now, we get there to the T-Mobile store, and I asked them, I had a 6 Plus then. So I'm like, okay, can I have a 6S Plus, you know, in rose gold? They said, we don't have any of the pluses in here. We won't have any till November, which pissed me off. And then they said, all we have is the 6S in black. And I was like... So I was like, okay, well, I'm going to go talk to the Apple store, and then I'll be back. I get to the Apple store. There's a million bitches in there, first of all. Then I go to one of the little people that work there. And I asked them, you know, do you have any 6S Pluses in rose gold that I could buy? And they were like, okay, we'll have someone go see about that. When I say I was standing there for 30 minutes, just standing there, nobody came back, ever. And then I asked another person, they did the same thing, nobody came back. And it's getting later and later, so I'm like, you know what, fuck it. I'm just going to the T-Mobile store and get this 6S. And luckily, they gave me a 64 gigabyte because the 6 Plus I had was only 16, and I don't think they noticed it. And I wasn't going to tell them, you know. You gave me a super huge gigabyte number, and that's fine. So, yeah, and I didn't really want to get the regular 6S because I was so used to having the big phone, and I had bought so many cases for it already. Like, I went Amazon crazy with the cases. So I had to give all my cases away to people who had 6 Pluses. But yeah, and then, so it's like 8 o'clock and we're just getting in a cab and we have to get all the way back to base, run upstairs, change clothes, and get to formation. So we don't get back on base till after 8:30. And when I tell you that we were stupid enough to, okay, so there's like a little tiny water park with a pool and a slide and whatnot. And then there's our barracks. There's the Foxtrot Delta side and there's Alpha Bravo side. And we decide, drop us off at the aquatic center, even though we're already late. And so they dropped us off at the aquatic center. We had to run all the way from the aquatic center to Alpha Bravo side. When I tell we were sprinting, like, right across all of the grass, everything, upstairs, around to our rooms, had to get in there, get in our rooms, hurry up and change, and then as soon as we could get out the hallway, our PG, which is platoon guide for, yeah, acronyms. Army has lots of acronyms. And he's like, yeah, Sergeant wants to see you guys now. You're in big trouble, blah, blah, blah. And we're like, shit. So we get on the elevator, go downstairs, and as soon as like we see the sergeant, because we're breathing so hard, we're so tired, we're breathing so hard, we're like, and he's like, what happened? And then I make up an excuse like this. I'm like, oh, we just woke up, you know, my alarm didn't go off. And he was like, both of you, you're like, we were in the same room. And he was like, oh, well, don't let it happen again. We was like, we won't, Sergeant, we won't, it will never happen again. We got on that elevator, we were like, and he's like, bitch, you had to get that phone today. I'm like, yes, I had to get it today. Because I didn't get it the day I was supposed to get it. And I'm still a little upset that I don't have the rose gold one. But I like black. Black is my favorite color, you know. Even though it's not really a color, it's, you know, but whatever. I love black, gray, you know, dark colors like that. So red, I love red. But that was kind of red. I like a crimson red, like blood red. That's the kind of red I like. But yeah, that was, you know, a really cool day. But yeah, Martinez is my best friend, and we plan on moving to California. Well, he already lives in California, obviously, and he graduated, which is, I'm so proud of him because, you know, he went through a lot on Fort Sam, as did I. But as we see, I didn't make it to graduation. He did, which, you know, I'm so proud of him, and I love him to death. And yeah, so he's back in California now, and he's currently looking for places for us to, you know, move into, while I'm at home trying to save money as much as possible, which hasn't been very possible lately. But now I have this second job, you know, it's more attainable. So, you know, October, November is my goal. I really want to get there before Halloween because Halloween is my favorite holiday. Everybody knows this. Who knows me knows this about me, that Halloween is a big thing for me. Like, I love Halloween. It's like, I don't care about Christmas. I don't care about Thanksgiving. I don't care about New Year's. I don't care about anything. Halloween and my birthday is like my favorite because my birthday is October 13th and then Halloween is the 31st. So like October is just my favorite month of like the whole year. The leaves change. It's not too hot. It's not too cold. You know, it's nice and pretty outside. And a lot of the time, it's either hot on my birthday still, which it makes no sense. It's in October, or it's raining, which I don't mind the rain because I like rain. You know, I like rainy days. It's cool to me. But yeah, and you know, there's still things that you can do in October. You know, there's still, you know, lots of things that are open in October. So I really, you know, it's my favorite month. So hopefully before Halloween I can move to LA because I want to do what Halloween in West Hollywood. And I saw the what is it, Rocky Horror Picture Movie Show. I think it's a long ass title, but you guys probably know what I'm talking about. And it's the movie on Logo, and they had the Halloween thing in West Hollywood. Now, mind you, I was about 9 or 10 years old and probably shouldn't have been watching that. But, you know, ever since then, like, I want to do Halloween in West Hollywood. So, yeah. Hopefully, you know, everything pans out the right way so that I can move into a nice apartment there and, you know, continue my life. I'm still contemplating joining the Navy. That's my plan. If I can't move to LA right away, like I want to, I plan to join the Navy before I go, so that all I gotta do is when I come back from training, I can just do a change of address. I'll have the money because, like I said, I'm in the Navy. Then when I get there, I can, you know, go to school and whatnot like I want to. So that's pretty cool. Yeah, I got a lot of plans on. I just hope that nothing really deters me from my plans because, like, you know, at this point, honestly, I'm really running out of plans. Like, I'm not in college because, like I said, I don't plan on staying here long. And, you know, I would love to go back to college. I want to be a nurse. I want to do something in the fashion industry because I love fashion. Right now, my favorite designer is Moschino and Balmain. I love Moschino because I'm usually not a person who likes a lot of colors, but something about Moschino and the way they do with their bright colors is just, I love it. Like, and I just recently saw this one jacket, and it's kind of like a bunch of different colors all on there, like kind of like it's not airbrushed, but it doesn't look airbrushed. It's just like, it looks like a bunch of different paint colors on it, and I really like that. Like, I love Moschino. It's like amazing. And Balmain, oh, I love them so much. Like, you don't even fucking know. I follow so many designers on Instagram. Like, I follow Alexander McQueen, Marc Jacobs, Balmain, of course, Moschino, of course, Jeremy Scott. Yeah, and I really want to get into fashion. Like, I want to do fashion business management, you know, so I can, you know, open up a website and represent, you know, up and coming, you know, designers, so that they can, you know, be spread out besides, you know, just where they're known locally to known nationally. But that's a little idea that I have. It's just a small idea, but, you know, and like I said, I also want to be, you know, in the medical field somewhere, you know, nursing. But chemistry is hard. Like, when I was in college, chemistry was whooping my ass. Like, when I tell you I would come out of chemistry class every other day with a black eye, some teeth missing, and a patch of hair moved out, bitch, chemistry was whooping my ass. Like, it was consuming my life. I had really good grades. I had all A's, I had a C in math, and I had a fucking D in chemistry, because chemistry was so hard. Like, why is it so hard to do chemistry? Like, fuck. And biology was so easy, but apparently biology and chemistry was two different things. I love biology. Shit, should go to school for biology. I'm pretty sure I can do something medical with biology, right? You know, but, you know, whatever. But yeah. So it's just an update and, you know, me talking about random stuff. And I hope you guys liked the video and the couple little stories I told. Oh my god, my arm jiggled. Y'all see that? I can't do it with this one. Oh, yes, I can. Yeah. But my muscles are getting bigger though. See? This one's not as big as this one. I don't know. My left side has always been like really more developed than the other one. Like, my left leg is the same way. I don't know. Does that happen to you guys? Where like one side of your body is like more developed or stronger than the other? And I'm not even left-handed. I'm right-handed. And it's like, this side has always just looked bigger to me. Am I sitting in like a wrong angle? I don't know. But yeah. So, hope you guys enjoyed my video. And, you know, leave comments and stuff like that. So,